what I like to do with presentations is take it very informal, very relaxed. So I'm going to explain a little bit about Puppeteer for you today, and then the German team will set up this amazing room for you. We have loads of pods out here. You can play single player, you can play together. We have 3 builds. This one is the Act 1 Curtain 1. So that's your tutorial build if you haven't played it. This one I'm going to play for you. Obviously you can play it if you like. And this one is Act 5, Curtain 3, very small part of Curtain 3. And that one's set in a graveyard and you end up fighting death. So that's kind of a cool one actually. So what is Puppeteer? Well, I was sitting playing games with my son, which I often do, and we're playing a 2-player game, and he gets up. Gregorius, be quiet. Okay. We're playing games with my son, and it's a 2-player game. He gets up and he goes outside. And I'm like, you little, because I can't carry on with my game anymore, right? It's a 2-player game. But half of me is happy because he's gone outside to play with his friends. The other half of me, as the creative director of Japan Studio, is really upset because he should be sitting in the dark playing games, right? That's important. But he comes back, and I sit down with him and I say, why did you stop playing? And he said, well, we've been playing games, they're all boring, they're all the same. And I said, okay, what do you want? And he said, I want a game that changes every 5 to 10 minutes. And I said, oh, well, I'd like an Aston Martin, it's not going to happen. Right? As a game creator, can you imagine your son saying to you, make a game that changes every 5 to 10 minutes, so everything's going to be new? It's an impossibility. We all make games that run through a story, they run through a world, we play for 35, 40 minutes, we finish a stage, we move on to the next one. So, I was thinking about this for a very long time, and then I went to Japanese Bunraku puppet theatre in Tokyo. And the amazing thing about this was that you had this amazing stage with these amazing puppets, really lifelike, controlled by 3 people. But what was amazing to me was that while the acting of these puppets was going on, okay, the sets were moving and changing while the acting was going on. And I just went, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So that's why I made this magical theatre. So inside this theatre, what happens is that basically you don't move through the world, the sets will change and move around you. Okay? So, what's wonderful about theatre? Theatres are this own little contained world, and what we do in Puppeteer is we have a narrator that's narrating the story to you, but we don't have characters, we have actors. Okay? So they have their own personalities underneath their characters that they're playing. So as we progress through our dark fairy tale-like story, our characters start to forget lines and start to drop out of character and start to argue with each other and start to talk to the audience like I'm doing now, which is a kind of bizarre way. Now our story, as I say, is a dark fairy tale. It's very Tim Burton, Terry Gilliam. I love Monty Python, so we're going to take you to some very strange places, which I'm going to show you. I don't know if any of you know the story, but our poor hero is stolen away to the moon by an evil king called the Moon Bear King. His soul is shoved in the body of a puppet, and his head is pulled off and eaten, and he's thrown away because he upsets the king. But he has this amazing ability, and with the help of a cat, which you can probably see on the poster somewhere, and a very nasty witch, he learns he can find things and use different heads. Right? And he gets sent off to steal a pair of magical scissors, which belong to the king, and that's when his terrible adventure begins. So we should shut up, right, and play it. That's the most important thing, because with Puppeteer, and this is exactly what happened when I was trying to sell the game to my Japanese bosses. I was doing this, and they were going, huh? What? I don't get it. And I'm like, trust me. So they did, and this is what we ended up with. Turn the sound up. Can you hear that? What? Ja.
Der wirkt voll deprimiert, was? Hey, Tintenfische! Und ihr uns dahin, wo der Krake ist? Echt jetzt? Ja, wieso auch nicht?
Okay,
Geht ja um euer Leben.
This is just one of the bizarre situations. I've ended up underneath the sea for some bizarre reason that you're going to have to find out when you play the game. This is my sea god, right? This is a sushi chef, obviously, right? Okay, and here's a problem. His rival sushi chef, this giant octopus, right, has stolen his trident, and we've been kind of roped in to get it back. Now I'm controlling the secondary character on the right stick at the moment, okay? And I can click on things. So the sushi chef is going to give me a new head. So he's given me this sushi head, and I know, because I made the game, that if I click on this squid, he's going to give me a squid head. And that will become relevant when I play. Now my character's down here, right? I obviously move around, I can jump. These heads are my life, right? So if I take damage, my head will fly off, and I have 3 seconds to pick it back up, okay? So that's the food rule. You have to remember that when you were a kid and you dropped your food on the floor, you had 3 seconds before your mum came along and smacked it around the backside, right? Not doing it. Okay? But each of these heads has a different action. So if I press down, you can see it's playing a little animation. If I use that head in the right place, it will change the world around you. There are 100 of these heads to collect throughout the game. Okay? And so some of these heads will unlock bonus stages, some will help you defeat bosses, some will unlock different characters. I know, I'm boring. Okay, I get it. Okay, let's start. Here we go.
Ihr müsst meinen Ozean retten. Mein knuspriges Ika und Uni. Mein Ikura und Ebi. Und vor allem mein Toro. Oh, und vergesst das Anago und Hotate nicht. Und all die essbaren Weißfische und den Rest.
Der kennt sich auch voll mit Sushi aus. Mein Gott, nach meinem Geschmack. Ich glaube, der Tintenfischler zeigt uns den Weg. Braver Junge, gib ihm ein Leckerchen.
Okay, so this stage is what we call a ride. In Puppeteer, variation is everything. So you're never going to see the same thing again, basically. So my staff hate me, so everything had to be made afresh. You don't use any modeled animation twice. Variation in the places we're going to take you, variations in the type of gameplay, variations in the way that the sets will move around. Sometimes you'll move in and out of the stage, sometimes you'll move across, up and down, looking down on the stage. And these rides, we have rotating sections.
Hey, wir machen das nicht wegen der Meeresfrüchte, sondern wegen der dicken, fetten Mondsteinstücke. Ich meine, wir machen das, weil es das Richtige ist, klar?
Netter Versuch, Kleiner.
How's the German? It's good? I have no idea. Sorry. Okay. So we just changed. We've only been playing for a minute or so. Now, as I said, I'm controlling this character, and all I can do here is, if I click on this, I'm getting a new head. I can't actually interact with anything other than find things. Right? Search for things and find things. But what's kind of cool about Puppeteer is, you see, if you're playing a two-player game, and maybe you're not a very good gamer like me, and you need help, so one of your friends comes along, they can pick up the second controller, and they can, enable the second controller, and they can flick the switch, and now it's two-player. So now they're controlling the character on this controller now. And then if I leave it alone, right, put it down, come on, it's now mine again. Which is kind of cool, because if you're playing with somebody and they get up and leave and go to the pub, which a lot of my friends do, then I can carry on playing my game, right? Or if you've got kids or your partner's playing and they need some help, you can jump in, help them out, and then go back to what you want to do. So there's no point playing a two-player game on my own. Who wants to play?
Gab es mehr als genug. Schulen voller freischwimmender Quallen, gefährliche Stacheln an jeder Ecke und Felsen so scharf wie Rasierklingen.
Just move around with this circle, okay? Alright?
Des Meeresgottes
So in
Tintenfisch
two-player,
wo immer tiefer in das salzige Versteck des Kraken.
and so if he goes over the top of me, you can flick on my head, keep pressing on my head, just keep pushing the button. Okay, so he can kill me if he wants to. Alright? But that's kind of cool. Do it again. And hold on to it. No, don't give it back. So basically I have 3 lives. Keep it. Pull it off. Okay. And you keep giving it back, but don't worry. Sorry, I'm in the way. You can hold an extra life as a second player. Okay? Right? Or you can do what my son does and just throw it away. Go on, just drop it. There you go. So I've just lost a life. Thanks very much. Alright? What also you can do, you can get rid of any damaged object. So you can click on that over there. So it makes it easier. Right? So as you play as a single player game, it's kind of pretty hard. But if you get a friend in to help you, it makes it easier. But it's all about trust. And at the moment, I'm having a trust problem.
Schulen voller freischwimmender Quallen, gefährliche Stacheln an jeder Ecke und Felsen so scharf wie rasiert. Als er tiefer in den Graben
Help me!
bemerkte Puppeteer, dass die Meerestiere immer seltsamer Plötzlich machte ein grimmiger Fisch mit eingebautem Scheinwerfer und einer Unzahl schauriger Zähne Jagd auf Kotaro.
Das ist ein Anglerfisch. Der ist bestimmt voll lecker.
Kotaro stieg das Wasser selbst bis zum Hals. Eins nach dem anderen setzten unterirdische Meeresmonster nach.
Eine Krabbe. Oh, ich liebe Krabben. Oh, ich liebe eigentlich alles.
Andi.
Das macht mich ganz fertig. Ich will Krabben. Ich will Anglerfische. Ich will die ganze Speisekarte.
Die Speisekarte machte auch Kotaro fertig. Aber er kämpfte weiter in der Hoffnung, bald den Kraken zu erreichen. Endlich erreichte Kotaro den tiefsten Punkt des Ozeans. Ihr gab es keinen.
Riesen Anglerfisch voraus.
Der Ölteppich hatte seinen Zauber gewirkt und das fischige Untier zu unfassbarer Größe anschwellen lassen. Die zerfallenen Reste eines versunkenen Schiffes bedeckten den Meeresboden. Ein Trupp Tintenfische tänzelnde trübsinnig umher, als gedächte er der Seelen, die das Wrack gefordert hatte.
Der Mast sieht aus, als würde er gleich kippen.
Pull his head off. Pull his head off. Thank you. So he's just given me an extra life off an enemy by pulling his head off for me.
Sind das Babyquallen? Oh mein Gott, sind die süß!
Okay, so we've been playing for a couple of minutes. Right? Now at this stage, my son would be bored. Because he's OCD. He's completely like, we get bombarded with information all the time. So we have to change it.
Das muss der Dreizack sein, den wir finden sollen. Wir müssen ihn wohl rausreißen. Oh nein, nicht schon wieder.
Schweins- und Schafsklebriges Öl hatte den legendären Kraken ziemlich angeschmiert und ihn in einen fiesen Fleischer verwandelt, der die hiesigen Meeresbewohner zerhackte, lecker anrichtete und ihr Fleisch dann roh verschlang.
Oh, wie entsetzlich. Kein bisschen Anstand hat der Kerl.
Grab this bomb. No. Grab it. Okay. No. Drop it on that.
Ja, bitteschön.
Any button press on the screen you can do as well.
Auf geht's! Lebender Fisch!
Click them in, click them in.
Schrei dich endlich an! Tut's schon wieder!
So you can hear the audience now reacting to what's actually going on the screen. If we play better, because I'm doing a very bad job, he's doing very well by the way, then they will get more and more excited, they will clap more. And the same way, if we do very badly, they'll start to murmur and mumble and get upset.
Ein bisschen drücken. Ein winziger Stein ist. Ach so, das Dinner ist serviert.
Mach das doch nicht.
Hey, wir sind dran. Oh, ein bisschen drücken. Ein glitschiger Stein. Au. Ah, streitlustig, was? Au.
Nur noch
Dreimal Tag des Tages mit Stacheln.
Oh, pass auf! Ein Sushi-Deckung!
So yeah, I mean, it's not most games that are on a revolving sushi restaurant platform, and that's kind of some of the crazy stuff we're going to do in Puppeteer. Puppeteer is a big game. It's actually 12 hours long if you were to run through the game. So you get a lot of interesting situations in this game.
Schneller! Schrei dich endlich an!
Yeah, it's really finishing.
So gewinnst du aber keine Gäste. Ich rufe den Verbraucherschutz an.
Aufhören! Geh rein!
Mach das doch mal, wenn du dich traust.
Jetzt geht's rund! Zwei bisschen nach!
Okay. So, what's your name?
Yes.
Andreas. Thank you very much. Big round of applause for Andreas. We just got our octopus head there. I'm just going to let this play for you because I hate certain things in games and I don't like things being the same, so I wanted to put strangeness into this game. And it's not every time we can have a musical in your game, so we put a musical in there. And I hate musicals. So me recording this took days, I'm telling you. No, it's terrible. The guy who wrote the music for this game is a guy called Patrick Doyle. Now Patrick was the director of the Royal Shakespeare Company, and he's also writes film music. He's done over 70 movies, from Carlito's Way, Pixar, Harry Potter, you name it, he's done it. And we were talking about variation. He wrote 70 pieces of music for us. So when you play this game, you'll never hear the same piece of music ever again. But if you pre-order the game, you get the soundtrack, so you can listen to it again. So make sure you write that one down. Pre-order game soundtrack. Okay, so making this game has been a lot of fun, and I said I made it, well, I spent Sony's money and made it for my son, basically, which is not very good. It's very selfish at this stage, but also I made it for myself, because as a creator, what I've been making before, and I've been in games for 20 years, is games that were getting more and more technologically advanced, but at the same time were becoming the same. So I made The Getaway, a very violent gangster movie, right, basically, which reported the whole of London as best we could, realistically as we could. Right, then I went to Germany and worked with Toyama-san on the Siren series, who did Gravity Rush. And that was very, very violent horror game set in Japan, very scary. And I got to that point where I didn't want to make games which were chasing technology and being realistic. What I wanted to do as a creator, and I think what all creators should be doing in the games industry, is using their imagination and making fun games for everyone. So we don't, I love playing, I mean The Last of Us, that's an amazing game, right? I love playing that, absolutely awesome, right? And I've had my hands on Beyond as well, and it's a great game. But I wanted to make something completely different where I could free my imagination. And this game is a crazy, strange ride, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. When are we out in Germany?
September 11th.
So I better get back to Japan and finish it, right? Yeah, well, September 11th. It's €39.99 euros. Now, when you hear that price, you think budget game. This is not a budget game. As I said, it's over 12 hours long, it's on PSN or Blu-ray. And the reason we all sat down and talked about that in America and Europe and Japan was that there has to be some sort of price point at the moment in our economy where people can enjoy products. And I want people to see my product. And if it was 60 euros, I think that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for me. They don't pay me very well in Japan. So, you know, we put it out at that price point so a lot of people can see it and enjoy it and have a lot of fun with it. Okay, I think it's time that you guys should go and play it. It's one thing watching it, but I want you to play it. And, I mean, you can play that stage if you want to, but go away and play the other stages and get a feel for it, and then we'll chat. And then, obviously, there's loads of food, and hopefully there's beer. It is Germany. And we'll talk. Thank you very much.